My brother-in-law thinks that I forced my bisexual husband to marry me and accused me of being homophobic. Now, my brother is considering breaking up. I have an older brother. We come from a Muslim family. As we got older, I become more religious. I wear a hijab, mostly abayas or dresses, spend a lot of time at the masjid and help run events, whereas he became more agnostic. I recently got married to my lovely husband who is a revert that I met through the masjid and I couldn't be happier. My brother is bisexual, and so is my husband, and I have nothing against the LGBT community and I love and support my brother wholeheartedly. He married his husband around 2 years ago and I attended their wedding. I was 17 then, and that was when I started to get closer to God and really learn about my faith, as our parents weren't very religious growing up. My brother-in-law became colder to me then, and at their wedding I was offered a glass of wine by him, and when I refused it, he called me a B. He was drunk, so I let it go and never told anyone. He's always been cold to me, and my brother told me it was because of my religiousness, because his husband has some religious trauma from some crazy Catholic foster parents he had once. His words, not mine. I understood, because trauma is a horrible thing and I don't want to make it worse for him. My wedding was a religious ceremony at the masjid, and then a small reception for our friends and family. We have friends from a range of faiths and some who are atheists too, and my husband's family is Catholic and atheist, so we made our reception fairly secular, but with halal food and no alcohol, to make everyone feel welcomed. My brother told me that he didn't want to attend the religious ceremony, or my husband's bachelor party, because his husband didn't want him to, which again, I accepted because I wouldn't even be at the religious ceremony. Mine was male only at the masjid, and I spoke over the phone because I wanted more time to get ready for the reception, and he doesn't know my husband well. Some of my cousins did go to the bachelor party though. He did attend the reception, but left before I could get any pictures with him because again, his husband didn't feel comfortable about it and he wanted to be supportively of his husband's trauma. His husband didn't attend any ceremonies. I found out that my brother-in-law attended the Catholic wedding of his ex-foster brother from our family group chat. He sent a picture of the inside of the church and I jokingly replied, "Yikes, and my reception was too much for you," which I know is backhanded and a bit mean, but I'm frustrated because my only full sibling couldn't stay for the whole of my secular reception for his husband's comfort, but this is okay? He freaked out and said that he could do what he wanted, and I was homophobic for commenting on it. My brother has cut me off for this, and I'm devastated. It's been 2 weeks since, and I'm still upset. I really don't think I was out of line, but I want advice on how to fix this with my brother because he means a lot to me and I don't want this to go on. No one in my family is homophobic, and everyone attended his wedding except one of my cousins, her husband and mother, because she went into labor the night before. I've always shown my brother that I supported him. I honestly think I'm a little annoying about it, because I sent him a bisexual hoodie to his house once as a gift for Pride Month and he made a joke about regretting being out to me because I would be an annoying little sister about it. Update: I sent my brother an email explaining that I loved and I would always be there for him. I explained why I wasn't homophobic, and that I apologized for upsetting his husband, but explained that I was frustrated with the situation. He replied saying that he was also sorry for everything that happened, and that he wanted to see me before he went back to his home state. He also said that he knew I wasn't homophobic. We're meeting later today. Update 2. I can't make an official update post yet, however, there have been some developments. I met up with my brother today at a cafe, and we managed to clear everything up. He apologized for leaving my wedding early and said that he regretted not getting any pictures with me. I love dressing up, so I'm going to dressing up in my wedding outfit again and getting my husband to take some pictures of us together. I told him about the alcohol incident at his wedding with my brother-in-law, and he was upset that I didn't tell him earlier, and he said he was going to talk to him about it. I told him that I felt his husband specifically had a problem with me and he actually agreed. He said that he could tell his husband had something against me specifically and that he was going to be talking to him about that as well. I gently approached the idea of my brother-in-law being controlling and he heard me out, but he kept insisting that wasn't the case. The conversation was way more peaceful than I expected, so much so that the cousin I brought to mediate went home halfway. I also mentioned to my brother that since his husband seems to like my husband, we could maybe organize some double dates to help us work on being closer. He liked that idea and said he'd suggest it to brother-in-law. I also brought up the religious trauma thing, and how I thought it was weird he could tolerate a Catholic wedding but not my secular reception. He agreed, which honestly points towards his husband being behind all of this. It was all sunshine and rainbows till a few hours after I got home, because my brother called me to let me know how the conversation with his husband went. His husband denied the alcohol situation and said I faked the text, and he said that I just wanted to see them divorce. Also, a commenter brought up that my brother-in-law might hate the fact that I'm with a bisexual man. They were right. He said that I had manipulated my husband into being with me, and some other distasteful comments that I won't be sharing because my husband will see this post and probably try to fight. My brother-in-law, they got into an argument and my brother came over to my apartment to cool down, and that's where we're at right now. My brother is an extremely impulsive person, so I won't be surprised if he decides to go back to his state with my brother-in-law without sorting this out properly, but at least he's aware that I'll always be there for him.